All right, all right. Good evening, everybody. This is Jen, Keto Goddess. I am here to share some new insight and information about the awesome Pruvit ecosystem. Yeah, you heard me right. I called it an ecosystem because really all of these products work synergistically together. And I want to share with you guys some new things that I've been able to learn over the past couple of months in going down to Florida and talking with some of our leaders just about the new products that are coming out. And I think it's really an exciting time because if you guys were with us last year around this time, there was very few products. In fact, I think the only ones that we really had were the Orange Dream, the Chocolate Swirl, and the Maui Punch, excuse the lighting here, as well as the Swiss Cacao. The Raspberry Lemonade had not even been released yet. And this onslaught of other products here, all of these, everything from the MCT 143, the Keto Tea, Amped, all of that was not even in existence. So what's quite exciting now is that there's this whole ecosystem that works really well together, and it's there to complement your body at the end of the day. So if you guys have seen before, I have created, and this is just something that we can tweak and we can customize based on our needs, but I've created what I like to call a Pruvit menu. So this includes a lot of the products that are currently being used. So as you can see, we have the orange, the chocolate, Maui. Oh, hey, Sonia. Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I was just going through stuff by myself because I was like, I'm going to get started, but we can just restart. How are you?
I'm the only one on.
So far, anyways, I don't know. We'll see.
I am good, except for I had to have a tooth removed last week, and so I was in excruciating pain for 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's horrible.
Yeah, it's awful. How are you?
Not too bad. Just been busy. Sorry, the lighting is really, really bad here.
That's okay.
Just been crazy, obviously, really busy, ramping things back up. I'm drinking the keto broth right now. I'm doing the 60-hour fast.
What does that broth taste like?
This one's thyme, so it's like a real broth taste. The other one is salted caramel, which I know sounds really strange, but you can just shake it up with ice and it's really good. So
Is it really sweet though because it's caramel?
it is. It tastes kind of like caramel popcorn, like. Yeah, so it does taste like that. You can dilute it a little bit. Some people absolutely adore it and some are just not huge fans, but you can always dilute it some more. People have been doing it hot. I have not tried it hot because salted caramel hot sounds weird to me. So I did it with ice and it tasted like a dessert. So it was kind of nice. It was like a little.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't really like caramel flavor though. Does it really taste like caramel?
I mean, I don't know how to even put it into terms. I wish maybe I haven't. Well, no, I don't have an extra one yet. But no, it's hard to say. It's just like very much it's a dessert flavor for sure. So it's kind of yeah. So you'd have to probably try it first. So once it comes on the market, if we get some, you can always try one just to see, and then that way you can talk about it with people and all of that. But it's nice to see your face. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah, I wanted to try the fast, but because of the caramel, I was kind of hesitant because I don't really like the taste of caramel.
Well, next month, if you decide you want to do it, I could always swap out one of the times if you really don't like the caramel, just so that, because I don't mind doing it. Like I'm going to do it every month. I really enjoy it. Although I was quite tired today, I'm not going to lie. I had a little nap, but I think that's just your body, you're starting to shut down a little bit, because you don't have to work as hard. It's being more efficient. So I guess it's a good thing, right?
So when did you start the fast? Today?
No, last night at 8 p.m.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, last night at 8. So, let's just see. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so it last night at 8 and then it stops Wednesday morning at 8 in the morning as well. So 2 days of, supported fast. So yeah, I guess what I wanted to do with this quick Zoom was go through the new ecosystem of products, talk a little bit about some of the new lines, some of these new ingredients that I'm sure are kind of novel and they're only starting to come out, but I was lucky to kind of learn a little bit more about them. So I thought I'd share that and impart that stuff with you guys. And then since it's yourself on here, and if no one else joins, no worries, I'm recording it. I figure, if you have questions, you can let me know. And if not, we can just kind of go through it. Does that make sense?
Sure, yeah. Definitely go through it because I've been curious about some of the ingredients in the new products. So
Yes. Mm. Perfect. So I know that you saw that and you were interested in the Pruvit menu. So I can definitely get you one that you can customize too. I'm sorry, I haven't got that for you yet. So
oh yeah.
the editable one, and you can change it based on your needs. The only thing is that I don't give this one out. I just use it at events, or I do share it sometimes with clients, but because it's not like Pruvit approved material, I don't want to get anyone in trouble. I just use it because I think it's a really great way to have all of the products in one spot, right?
Yeah, it's a nice visual. That's why I thought it would be great to have, and if we could put our own stamp on it, our
Yeah.
own.
So this one doesn't have anything on it. I took off my logo for this one, so I can just resend it, or you can input your own or whatever. It's not a big deal. And I'm sure it's going to continue to evolve because there's so many new things coming out, which is awesome. And what I was just saying by myself before you came on is that Pruvit has an ecosystem now. It's like everything works very synergistically to improve and optimize your body. You don't have to use one or the other, but I'll explain in a minute what these Signal OS capsules are and how they can actually amplify the ketone uptake, which is really cool. But what I was saying is that like a year ago now, we only had orange chocolate, Maui, and Swiss cacao. We didn't even have raspberry lemonade. 1 second. Just throw it.
That's true. That's
Right?
true. That's when I joined, actually more than a year ago.
I
When
know.
I joined, there wasn't even Swiss cacao yet.
I know, it came out in January of last year at Epic. So yeah, so that's really cool because there's these three, and then I don't even have chocolate swirl on hand anymore because I rarely sell it. I still have orange because that's still a favorite for a lot of people. But I also have a ton of the new ones here. So what I wanted to share with you is what is this optimized thing? How is it optimized? What is the amped formula? Why is that a different name, and what's the different brand? MCT 143, just go a little bit into the one extra ingredient called PC, oh my gosh, maybe you could say it more than I can. Phosphatidycholine. Okay.
Okay, say that fast.
Yeah, I know. I used to be able to say it. I memorized it. And then the KetoCalm tea, obviously.
Oh yeah.
And the broth and the Signal OS. So a lot of stuff coming out. Have you tried, you did the new keto cream? Do you do keto cream or no?
No, because it's dairy.
Okay. Sorry, I'm still drinking my broth. But the new optimized version was the first in the whole line to come out with this thing called AC11. Okay, so you've heard about it. Have you looked into it at all? Seen anything about it yet? Or
No, I have not.
okay, so AC11 is derived from a renewable tree bark. We don't actually cut down the tree. It's from the rainforest, which I know sounds very abstract, but basically it's from a company called Optogenics. They have 17 years of applications with the AC-11, that's just the technical name, and over 40 peer-reviewed studies. And what it actually does is it helps to repair and extend the life of the telomeres, which are the caps at the ends of the DNA strand. So it's very much an anti-aging property that helps to not only strengthen your current DNA, but actually repair your DNA at the mitochondrial level. So it's a new ingredient that is going to be in every single Max product and everything going forward. But we first kind of got introduced through the new keto cream. The new keto cream it dissolves, just for anybody who's interested, other than like if you're not doing dairy, it dissolves a lot better. It has used, it's 3 strains of MCT still. There's 4 strains of collagen now, right? So the collagen supporting not only the aesthetic stuff, the hair, nails, skin, but also the elasticity of the joints. And I'm sure you know, obviously, the benefits of collagen, but for those who don't, has so many amazing benefits for women especially, right? So having the 4 strains, nice kind of profile, it really just kind of adds that little boost, because a lot of people do the bulletproof coffees or the rocket fueled lattes and they add collagen. So I think they were just trying to really say, hey, we'll infuse the collagen into it so you don't have to add anything additional to your beverage, right?
So the collagen is part of the AC11?
Mm-mm.
It's a separate thing.
Yeah, it's separate. So the AC11 extends the life of the telomeres by promoting longevity, anti-aging. I have more information about the AC11 that I can send you guys as like an actual document.
Okay.
But the collagen is separate. So there's 4 strains of collagen included, 3 strains of MCT. So it's the different carbon lengths, C8, C10, C12. So it's a more complex profile. And it has, it's still with stevia and erythritol. It's still transported, unfortunately, with a little bit of dairy. And like what is it, like the dry milk or whatever it is.
Yeah, dry milk powder.
Yeah, and I'm trying to do dairy free too. That's literally like the only dairy I do still because I love it so much. But what's cool is that, and that's a good transition, is that with the MCT 143 now, so this is from Mary Newport, and we learned a lot about Mary Newport. We got to meet her and all that fun stuff. So it's all about, it stands for I love you, the numbers. So
Oh, is that what it is?
yeah. So it's her formula. She worked with Pruvit to come up with this. It is, again, it's very rich in lauric acid. So it's the higher strain of the MCT. Like it's the more concentrated. I think it's C10. Maybe you know that more. It's the one strain that's the most in the lauric acid. And it also has virgin coconut oil. So it's a blend of coconut oil with MCT because that was what helped Steve or whatever, recover for her husband. And so it is a fairly big dose. So they always say begin with 1/2 to 1 level teaspoon once or twice a day. Increase every 2 to 3 days as tolerated. And then it does have a little thing, gastrointestinal if you've never done it before, whatever. And you can take it with other foods. And then you can cut it back if you need to as well. It does say it's not a weight loss supplement, nothing like that. But what's cool is it's tasteless, just like the normal MCT oil. And they're really, really convenient packets. The reason it went away for a little while, what I found out is that some of the packets they had before were leaking, unfortunately. So it's all trial and error, right? So they took it away, they brought it back. I hear it's coming out for good, like soon.
Okay.
And a lot of these products are going to be available to SmartShip customers first. So that's going to be promoting how, in order to get more SmartShip, that's going to be a great way to get people. So they'll say, check your back office first. You'll have first access if you have a SmartShip, blah, blah, blah. So
I have a question. So
yeah.
how do you use the MCT? Do you put it in your coffee or do you just take it straight in the mouth?
No, I don't do the oil pulling or just drink it. I put it in coffee or like a tea. I've actually made salad dressings out of it too, right? So I know that like you can just buy MCT anywhere else, but because it has the 3 strains and it also has the virgin coconut, plus it's super easy to go. I find the one thing that would be beneficial is if it had a little cap at the top so that you don't have to use the whole thing, right? I know they'll probably figure it out afterwards, but it is quite a big dose. I sometimes do the whole thing. It's, hold on. Oh, it doesn't seem like it. It's 15 milliliters. It's only half an ounce. Okay. It just seems like it's bigger, But personally, I've made salad dressings and I put it in my coffee without anything else. And it's just like a lot of healthy fats. There is a document about this that's like a full write-up. And it's actually at the Pruvit Zendesk thing. It's like you go in the support. It's not the downloads on the homepage of the cloud. It's under support, but I can send you guys kind of the links of where it is. But what's cool is if you print it out, you have all of the new keto cream, the new optimized formula, and this kind of stuff too. They even have information about the keto cream, calm. So the Keto Calm tea, this is actually one of my favorite new products, not necessarily for the taste, but have you ever used L-theanine before?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
Pill form.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't even know that was one of the ingredients in here. And so I was previously taking L-theanine to promote, relaxation and calming of the mind. And I found it was really it was the only thing that was helping me. And then I found out the tea had it and I was like, what? So it was pretty cool. But what else is in it? The one thing to note is that it does have 5-HTP in it. And I know you and I know what that is, but for the people watching the Zoom, 5-HTP is it brings serotonin into the brain. And it's kind of like a mood augmenter a little bit, you know, and sometimes like people are given it in therapeutic doses. And I know this is a really bad analogy and like I shouldn't use it, but people that take like sometimes they take recreational drugs like opioids and stuff, they have downs and then they take some HTP to bring back their levels. So I'm just trying to give a comparison. I know it's a bad one. So it does have 5-HTP in it. It does have erythritol. It has the ketones in it as well. So a smaller dose of BHB. Hica, rooibos extract, that's the type of tea. Stevia, xanthan gum, the AC11. So every new product is going to have the AC11 in it in some small dosage. And I'll explain how you can augment that in a second. But this is dairy-free and gluten-free. Right now they have caramel apple. I know you're not a big caramel fan, but this one's pretty good actually. It tastes more like apple than anything. And the chocolate actually tastes very much like Swiss cacao. So you just do it heated and it just tastes like Swiss cacao basically.
So the combination then of 5-HTP and theanine, so they recommend it to have some late in the day. It's kind of a calming, help you to get ready for sleep, that type of thing.
So they did have a video to say that you can take it anytime throughout the day if you wanted, because it could be like, they're like, if you want to take it before a big presentation or whatever, because it does promote just stressful, stress release. I find it makes me a little too tired, so I only do it at night. But I know some people, they're tolerant to it, so they'll just take it whenever, But for the reboot anyways, they do it like 2 hours before bed because it's a slow release L-theanine. So it kind of will activate after a little bit of time.
Does it say how much 5-HTP is in it?
It doesn't, but I do remember talking to Ryan Lowry and he did say, I let me find out exactly, because if I'm going to say something and it's going to be wrong, but I know it was actually a fair amount of it. So the only thing that we have to be really cognizant of as promoters is that people that are on certain antidepressants can't take this.
I was going to say that because if you are on any type of antidepressant, you can't take 5-HTP.
No. And I didn't know this, and I think that a little bit more documentation will come out as soon as they release the product more. I think it should be known, but if not everyone talks about it, at least us as our team can talk about it, which is important, because one of my clients takes medication and said, well, I can't take this. And I had no idea. So I was like, oh my goodness. So she just gave me the packets and I gave her L-theanine pills. So it was kind of similar, for that respect.
Okay. So when is the Keto Calm going to be available on a regular basis?
Wouldn't that be lovely? So again, I mean, I always hear kind of end of March, beginning of spring, we're going to get it. But I don't like to quote things because I'm told something and then I don't know, right?
That might change.
Yeah, the only people that really know, like the Milkies probably know. I can ask. Raj is kind of starting, like not starting. He's in the inside track, but it's usually the Milkies that know first because they work with Brian every day, But I know that the amped formula, which is the next one I wanted to just bring up quickly, is going to be really soon out because they already have made the packaging for it. Like it's already in boxes. Now the ones I have here are the prototype ones. So have you tried any of these ones? The Blue Ocean or the Midnight?
I've tried Blue Ocean and Splash.
And Splash. Okay, so I don't have a Splash one here right now, but Splash is like more like the, just for anyone who hasn't tried it yet, Splash is like more like a water infusion. It's very light. It's like a citrus watermelon. Yeah. I think that it's really good for people who can't do as much of the sweetness because I find it's even clear in the bottle. So even if you did like dilute that even more, it's almost like a sparkling water without the sparkle, right? So it's a nice light flavor. It's a normal max. Except it does have the AC11, so it's optimized, but it doesn't have more ketones or anything. It's just a normal optimized version of Max. And the Purple Rain is also just the optimized version of Max. It's a flavor that will stay going forward once it's fully on there. But there are going to be seasonal flavors. So we saw Heart Tart come out. This one's empty, unfortunately. So,
And is that amped or optimized?
no, this was just, so I think the special ones that come out, the flavors are just going to be max optimized for a limited time. So from what I've heard is that this one was Valentine's Day, right? Because it's heart tart. The Keto Envy, which is like the thin mint one, that one is St. Patty's. Whoops, sorry. That one was St. Patty's Day. So I think that they're going to have more come out in the next 4 or 5 days probably, because they've been putting up, little teasers about how to make thin mint fat bombs and stuff. So, and then I anticipate probably for Easter they might have, it's going to come out. What's cool though is it does drive more curiosity, and it is kind of nice to have some new things every once in a while. But the only downside is that if it's really good, people ask for it and then it's not there, right? So I think they understand how to do the marketing. They're actually getting pretty good at some of the marketing videos and stuff like that. But from what I've heard, if there's a flavor that's really, really liked, they will bring it back or they'll keep it. So I've heard Heart Tart's really good, yeah.
So which ones are the amped ones? Just the Blue Ocean and the Midnight?
Yeah, so far those are the two. So Blue Ocean is like the pina colada tasting one. And then amped.
I've had it.
Yeah, so the black cherry vanilla is the amped one. And and it actually turns it black, right? Which is pretty cool. Tex, what are you doing? Sorry, my dog is nuts. So here's the difference. It has 30% more ketones and 30% more caffeine. Okay, so yeah. So it's amped, meaning like this is good, really good for like athletes or people that want to work out, or like if you had like a really bad garbage day and you just really need to amplify it, literally amp it up. I find that, well, I'll just tell you a quick anecdote. And it's nothing against the product, but like I usually have coffee in the morning. And then I usually have my first keto maybe mid-morning, right, like before I work out or before I train clients. But what I did is I had a huge coffee, and then I had an amped, and like it was too much, right? And it wasn't the ketones, it was just the caffeine for sure. So I recognized not to do that. So I think that we should just kind of ease people into AMP to say, if it's your first ever flavor, do half a packet and see how you feel. Because it does have that's why it's a few extra. I think it's $20 more expensive because it is a little bit higher formula. So it's $152 on the site or something.
Do you know if they'll ever come out with an AMP flavor that is decaffeinated?
Such a good idea. I don't know. They did say, so we kind of did a little Q&A in Florida, and Brian said anything is possible because people were asking what about decaf this and that? And same with Purple Rain. Or no, they do have Purple Rain, but he said anything is possible. But I think for now, before they just release it, it'll come out probably first just with caffeine because that's the whole philosophy behind it. And they've changed the way it looks a little bit. So there's a rhino on the amped. There's a little shark, Blue Ocean, right? It's cute. But good question. If I find out more, I'll let you guys know about it.
So that's the AMP, and that is still since it doesn't have the colorful envelopes, that's really still in kind of production mode.
It does actually have, so in the US, when they had it come out, they had them in full boxes. They had all the packaging done. So it is ready. It just wasn't here yet. So that we just got the prototypes, unfortunately. But I did try a packet, and it was so it's a black packet with blue for the Blue Ocean, and it has a shark on it. And the rhino one is black and red. Yeah, or a maroonish color. But on the, I don't know if you can see this one. So that's sorry, I know it's really crappy. So that's the Blue Ocean one.
Yeah, now I can see the blue.
I don't have the amped one on here, but the Blue Ocean one you can see. So that's cool. Yeah, the other one is so the bone broth that I'm drinking right now.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sorry, I know I'm going through quickly, but I'll record it, and I'm recording it, so we'll just have it after. But the bone broth is fermented amino acids. So they made that very clear that it's not from duck feathers and all that jazz. Like it's good quality. I don't know the full sourcing, but I know that they're fermented, which I know is a good positive thing. Yeah, it has. Let me actually open up one of the packets. Not open it, but like look at it, because I'm drinking one right now. Okay, so natural beef broth, natural chicken broth. Okay, so both. Erythritol, this one because it's sweetened. The other ones don't have that. Beta hydroxybutyrate, so it has ketones in it. Natural flavor, L-leucine, fermented. That's the fermented amino acid, the L-leucine. Stevia, type 2 collagen peptides, xanthan gum, AC11, hyaluronic acid.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and potassium citrate. That's the last ingredient. So maybe it's just, I think it's to boost. There's 45 milligrams of potassium. It's probably just a mineral, like electrolyte rebalancer. It does have a ton of B12 and a ton of B6. Now that's because of the AC11. Literally, like the way that it's, I don't know the whole compound. I wish I did know that. You know, I like the science of it. I don't know yet. But basically the B12 is like, it says 1,600% of your daily intake, but it's not a negative thing. It's the way that it's like transported into your body.
Okay.
And
that's good. So bone broth is great for joint health, bone health, but it's also good. It's anti-aging because it's the collagen and the hyaluronic acid that helps keep the skin nice and tight.
I've actually noticed since doing the last reboot, like everything just, I don't know, I feel really good on it, you know, and it keeps you in ketosis too, because every product has a little bit of ketones. But the one thing that I wanted to show you last is the Signal OS. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
It's pure AC11. Okay. So here's what it's encapsulated in rice fiber, which I know is not ideal, but it's just a little tiny capsule. It has, okay, vitamin B12, and then it says as cyanosobalamin. I don't know what that is, but it's 100 mcg.
Okay.
Then the AC11 is the inner bark of Oncaria tomentosa. That's the type of tree. There's 300 grams of that.
Okay.
Then there is Eleutherococcus centicosus 10-to-1 extract. I don't know what that is. And
I've never heard of it.
yeah, well, I'll find it. And there's black pepper extract and reishi mushroom. There's reishi mushroom.
Okay.
Yeah. So this helps too because we have the most nerve endings are in our gut. So this is ingested and it goes like right, it helps to signal from the gut to uptake the ketones and the rest of the products more effectively. So that's what the whole purpose of the AC11 is, not only the DNA repair, but better signaling. That's why they call it Signal OS. So the reason why it's synergistic is that we take it after some of the other products. So like for instance, the whole thing with the reboot is you wake up, sorry, this lighting. You wake up, you take a keto, it's a keto raspberry lemonade first thing. Then an hour or two later, you take 2 pills. So it maintains that it continues your ketosis. At noon, you have your first bone broth. Then you take another 2 pills a little bit later. Then you do 1 more keto, 1 more bone broth, and then tea. So you are getting all of your nutrients and everything in it. I like it because it's not a dry fast that can be potentially scary for people that have never fasted. And you feel pretty good and pretty full. Like I'm drinking this. I've only had like 4 sips and I'm actually kind of full. Like, but I'm gonna drink the whole thing there. But yeah, it's a pretty good system. So for $85, the way I justify it is, okay, you're getting everything you need for 2.5 days. You don't have to think about food. It's completely supported. There's 20,000 people doing it. We all do it at the same time. And it's a really good segue for people to try ketones. I've noticed a lot of people start with the reboot and then they're like, I want to continue the way I feel. And then, you know, oh, cool, I'll give you a 5-day, and then they end up buying a box, right? So it's a really cool way for anybody that is, you know, if you ever, you don't even have to do it, but like if you ever want to just, you know, share that kind of stuff. Dr. Heather Cardin is in that group, and she does lives all the time. Rob DeBoer is in that group. He does lives all the time. And they were on stage, and they were like, giving it their seal of approval, Dr. Heather Carden. I know she's just a GP and she doesn't have all of the stuff, or she's a chiropractor, sorry. But yeah, I know she's not a GP at all, but she, was working with the company and the doctors to make sure that it's like supported nutritionally, right? So,
and it's coming out every month, right? So
yeah.
there's one going on now. I guess it starts the 11th of every month.
So I think it's the second Sunday of every month or something. So it's always Sunday to Wednesday morning, just to make it easier. So the next one is April 8th or 9th, one of those days. So the only thing is they only open up the sales for it for a short amount of time because they sell out so ridiculously quickly. It's insane. And that's why raspberry lemonade was on back order recently, because all of them come with raspberry lemonade right now. You can't pick your flavor right now because that's the most popular Max one, so they did that. But it ran out, and so people that had ordered it were like, "What?" And it never runs out for raspberry lemonade, right? So I think what they're trying to configure is for ongoing months. How do we make sure like supply and demand is there, right? So I assume that towards mid to end of this month, they'll have another 5-day window that it'll sell out, and if you don't get one, you don't get one, so.
Right. Can you remember exactly how soon they start the sale? Is it a couple of weeks before it starts? I don't remember.
Yeah, so the first time they did it, it was pretty far out, and it sold out once, and then they brought it back, they replenished it or whatever, and then they did it again like maybe 2 weeks before. And then they actually started selling it for April like 2 weeks ago. And then they said, hey, it's sold out. But I was like, there's no way because people are just doing March right now, right? So I have a feeling because they like to do it around end of month push, I think that what they'll probably do is bring it out around Easter again, like around end of month, and say, hey, you just ate crappy food with your family. How about do a reboot in 2 weeks? You know what I mean? So
right, exactly.
I can just assume that's what's going to happen.
I just had a client contact me, and she's doing the keto diet, and I had introduced the Keto OS to her, and she decided to not drink it. But now she contacted me. She says, I kind of hit a plateau with the keto diet. My weight's not budging.
Yeah.
And so I think this, not only starting the Keto OS, but the reboot would be really good for her. So
so I had one client who lost 13 pounds. 13 pounds. And it's not even supposed to be about weight loss, right? But 13 pounds in the 60 hours. But she had a little bit more to lose because she just had come back from a vacation. So like, I understand that. But my keto levels got up to 3.8 millimolar. And I've never been that high before, naturally. So I think that was it just shows like, for some people, it's going to be the first time they actually get ketogenesis, right? Like natural production of ketones versus just synthetic or like trying it. So I was really skeptical, Sonia, like I got to tell you, because when they started bringing it out, I'm not a fan of 60-hour fasts. I have the thyroid thing, right? So I was like, no way am I going to ever sell this. And then when they started to talk about it, I was like, okay, like, that's pretty cool. And then they trained us a little bit about it. And so like, I'm a certified reboot coach, whatever. It's just a certificate. But what's cool about it is that like people feel supported, right? So you can even go on the link and take the 5-minute quiz and become a certified reboot coach. And then you can say it, So it could be something interesting just to kind of bring more awareness to it.
Are you, since you're on the reboot right now, are you posting in another group about what you're experiencing and other people are commenting?
Yeah, so I actually just have like a chat going on right now. It's if you want to be in it, they blow it up all the time though, I'm not gonna lie. So a lot of my clients, some other promoters that are doing it right now, we're not like in a group, but we just put it in like a chat thing, and then anytime anyone feels like, oh my God, I'm struggling, we all just kind of message, like, keep doing it. We send funny pictures. Like, it's really good. There's some groups out there. Now there's an actual official, I don't know if you saw it, but it's called Keto Reboot. It's by Pruvit. And there's like 10, 15,000 people in there. So that's where I direct people to go initially. And then if they want additional support individually, like then they join ours too. And then they can just like do it together. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take a look at the keto reboot. I just want to see, the comments that people make, and if
Yeah.
there are maybe people that don't like the caramel, how are they reacting? What do they think? What does the flavor taste like? That
You're
kind
gonna love that. Actually, there's so many resources, and people are really open with how they feel about it, and like they're constructive. Like they're not super negative. They're just like, oh, I really don't like this flavor, but like I'm doing it because I know it's good for me. Like and like that's gonna be like anything. There's never gonna be 100% until they streamline it where you can pick your flavors, which I'm sure will come down the pipeline. But what's cool is that you see it's in a space bag right now. They've actually made a box like this that has everything in it. So I think I'm not going to say it's going to come to Canada first because it probably won't, but it'll be there soon. So it's all in like a kit, right? So that's really, really awesome. And in the group too, you can download the user guide, and it has step-by-step every day what to do. Also how to add more movement, how to record how you feel. It's pretty well put together, actually. I'm surprised a little bit.
Good. Okay. Yeah, I got the document for you because I did have one of my people that is doing the 60-day reboot right now. So
Cool. Cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. I think we should, I think you and I anyways should get together at some point soon and chat a little bit more about things too. But I do have to, there's people actually at Don Cherry's right now because they want to celebrate my birthday and they're all waiting for me. So I'm gonna,
No problem.
yeah, so I'm
Your
gonna
birthday today?
pardon?
Your birthday today?
No, it's on the 15th. So
Okay.
I celebrated a bit on Friday, and then my ball team wants to go out tonight. So, but I'm brothing, so I can't even drink or anything, which I don't really do anyways. But whatever, it'll be fun.
That'll be fun. Okay, well, good. Have a good time, and it was a good overview. So,
Awesome.
I took a lot of notes, so I'm good.
Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it.
Okay, thanks.
See you
Talk
later.
to you soon. Bye.